So Ben, thanks for joining us today and congratulations on the event.
Thank you.
I assume a lot of organisation was required for the day?
Absolutely not. As little as possible. BarCamp is what's termed an unconference. And the difference between, I've run normal conferences as well, and a normal conference will have things like a whole load of advertising, PR campaigns, finding sponsors, getting people to register for tickets, but also getting people to submit talks. There's the paper submission side of things where you've got to work out who's actually going to give the presentation, whereas at BarCamp I find a venue and I tell people about it and I get people to come, and then from then on it's all self-managed. Well, not self-managed, it's a bit chaotic, but there's some semblance of self-management. So it's actually a very, of the types of events that I run like this, it's one of the easier ones, I think.
And all of the volunteers, all of the organisers, such as yourself, are volunteers.
Yep.
Can you tell us about the role and involvement of the team?
The team is, there's a core team. Originally, the first two BarCamps I ran by myself, but once I got a bit of traction, I got involvement from other people. And the core team are Donna Benjamin, Kathy Reid, who is here today. There's a guy called Peter Leaverdink as well, who's helped quite a lot. Linux Australia have been a supporting organisation around the BarCamps, as has the Open Source Developers Conference Club. And then there have been a number of other people who have come and gone over the years as well. For this particular BarCamp, Kathy Reid and I were probably the most prominent. Donna has helped out with a lot of the PR and the graphic design. And essentially the roles are nondescript and self-assigned. So the primary remit of any organiser is, once the venue is found, is to make sure that people know about it. The hardest part is getting people to come along, and the publicity side of things is what is pushed at mostly.
So the first edition of BarCamp was held in Palo Alto, California, in 2005.
I wasn't able to make that one, unfortunately.
You're credited with the adaptation of that event. What was your motivation for bringing BarCamp to Melbourne?
I actually ran the first one in Australia, and I think it was just I'd been involved with the Open Source Developers Club and conference for a while, running conferences over here, and there was this allure to BarCamp of it was just different. The fact that it was an unconference in itself, the name in itself was alluring. The fact that there was less organisation was attractive, but I think ultimately the fact that everybody at the event became part of the event. Often a traditional conference, you have maybe 10-15% of the people are actively involved in disseminating information or running the event or in some way part of the knowledge sharing, and the rest are often just sitting back and not necessarily a waste of space as such. I mean, obviously you need delegates to come along and learn, because they're the ones who pay the tickets, and they're the people who you can teach to, and you need both sides, but largely it's a very passive activity for them, whereas a BarCamp, or any unconference in fact, is very active from everybody who's involved. So you generally don't have people just sitting around absorbing information. There's give and take all the time. The participation, I think, is the key. And as I was saying before we started recording, the passion that you see here, regardless of whether you understand what's going on, you can see that people are really passionate about what they're talking about. And you can go and listen to a talk. Even I go to talks where I have no idea what they're talking about. It could be, I don't know, robotics, for example. There's a few of those. I'm interested in robotics to a certain extent, but I'm not overly au fait with the topic. But watching their faces shine and the information coming out with such excitement is probably the thing that I like the most about an unconference, beyond what I see at most traditional conferences.
And generally speaking, the primary focus of BarCamp concerns technology and the web. Like you've just said, you're expecting that to be the trend for the day?
The thing with a BarCamp or any unconference is, because you don't know what the talk's going to be about, you can't really know what the event will be about. But you generally set boundaries of things so that people can come along and have a general interest. So our boundaries as such have been technology and business. So there hasn't been a lot of business today. There have been talks on how to work. I think there's going to be a talk soon on how to work from home. There have been talks on getting things done, managing your time, that kind of thing, which aren't necessarily technological. But a lot of techies need to know that from a business management point of view. We've got contractors here, even employed people will benefit from learning about business stuff. So while you say it's technology, I hope there's still a bit of business. In terms of is that what's going ahead, there are other places, I think, that you can go for other information. I think BarCamp Melbourne itself will stay on that track because that's where the benefit is to its community. It has morphed over time. We've gotten more Arduino type hardware hacking talks. We didn't have so much hardware stuff in the early days. It was mostly software side of tech. So within those boundaries, there's definitely been changes over the years, and that will change as interests change within people and new technologies become available on the market.
Awesome. Thanks very much for joining us.
That's all right. Thanks for coming.